Welcome to the Revere Veterans and Community Show. Today we have a veteran of the community, a real young one. She's a student at Revere High School who will be graduating in June. Shannon Donovan, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, it's an honor. But let me, before we start, tell us a little about yourself, growing up in Revere.
Growing up in Revere, well, I live next to the Lincoln School,
right.
So I've always had a lot of playmates around there when I was younger. Now, of course, I don't go out as much because of homework, so much of it. But I went to the Susan B. Anthony School, and now I'm in Revere High School, and I'll be graduating June 5th, like I think you said. And I'll be going to Mount Holyoke in the fall.
Right, and what will you be studying at Mount Holyoke?
Japanese and English literature.
Right, and may I ask you why you're going to be studying Japanese and culture and the Japanese language?
Well, if I put it simply, I guess I really like Japanese, but if you want to know, I went to Japan this last summer. I came back in October because I stayed there for a quarter or half a quarter. I'm not very clear on that of school.
Yep.
High school in Japan in the city of Date, Fukushima.
You went to Yokosuka. What was the name of the city?
Fukushima.
Oh, well, that's where they had the nuclear catastrophe.
Yes.
Did it bother you anything there?
No, because, well, we postponed the trip because I went with the Revere Date exchange program in Revere.
Yep.
So they postponed the trip for a year. So it was pretty harmless when we went.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you, how did you like Japan?
Oh, it was fun. I really liked it. I won't go back, but.
You just went back, you spent, I think, about 10 weeks just recently there?
Last summer, I guess it was around 10 weeks, would you say?
Yep.
Yeah.
So tell us, when you first took off from Logan, you did fly there.
Yeah, we did fly.
Okay, so tell us.
No, we didn't walk.
Okay. No, I assume you didn't do that. Tell us when you first took off from Logan, when you got into Japan, and what it was like when you first arrived, and take us through your whole tour there. Yeah, the whole tour there.
Oh, okay, from August to October, the whole, okay.
Right. We love to hear it because, you know, I've never been to Japan. I've been close to Japan, but never to Japan.
Really? Well, you should go. It's fun. We landed in Tokyo well, we stopped in Texas, but we landed in Tokyo and we went to a bunch of different cities. But first we went to Date, which is a little farm.
What's the name of the town? Date?
Date, D-A-T-E. So, it's like a farm sort of town. It's not a big city, but it was really quiet and it was really pretty because it's surrounded by mountains. And I guess that's what I liked about it a lot. When we were in the city, you could also see mountains, but it was pretty aesthetic as well because there's like so many people and fashion is like really important there. So it was just nice to look around. It was really different from here.
I got to ask you, you know, did you visit cities like, I'm sure they're all built up now, like Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
Yes.
Did you see the monuments there of during the war, you know, what they left up built? Yeah. Tell us about those things.
Well, Hiroshima, it was interesting to go see. The sites itself, I think that was probably the prettiest city I went to.
Which one is it?
Hiroshima.
Yep.
The monument itself is next to a very wide river, and we went on a really good day, so there was clouds and it was pretty sky. We went to the museum and we walked around, and it was pretty solemn, but it was also really interesting. I learned a lot of things that I didn't know about the war beforehand. Nagasaki, we didn't go to a war memorial.
You didn't go to any war memorial?
No, but we went to somewhere that the war might have taken place. I'm not sure. We didn't really go to a museum there either. But Hiroshima was really pretty. So.
Yep. But I got to ask you, excuse me, I got to ask you a question there. The Japanese people themselves, because, like I say, I've never been there. A lot of Americans like different cultures, and I'd like to hear about different cultures. Tell them how you found the Japanese people. Japanese
people. Well, before I went, I've always been interested in Japan, so I didn't experience any culture shock, but if I were to tell you
Okay, then let me ask you, what is the difference between their cultures and ours, you know, really?
Some really big differences?
Yeah, please.
Oh, I'd have to think. Well,
take your time.
Well, for instance, if you were walking down the street and well, like here in Revere, if I were walking down the street, I know that if I passed some men drinking coffee outside of like a coffee shop near the senior center, for instance, I would say good morning and they'd say good morning back, and it just like a pleasant little cartoon. Like,
right.
But in Japan, you wouldn't say good morning to someone you don't know, unless it's like your neighbor and you.
You
live
don't
next
talk
to
to
them.
strangers in
No.
Japan?
Yeah, it sounds a little strange, I guess, but you would just walk by. Even if you were to bump into someone, you don't say excuse me or sorry. You just move along.
No, you don't even say sayonara or goodbye?
No.
How do you, not at all?
No, well, you could say "失礼します," which
Means?
excuse me,
Oh.
but only if you bump into them, like, and it really, like,
Real hard?
yeah, really hurt them.
Oh, that's good. Now, what about their, did you go to any of their movies while you were there?
Well, I've watched a lot of Japanese TV before, so I didn't really go to any, like, movie theaters.
Right, and on Japanese TV, do they ever have, like, movies dubbed in English? I know they have.
Yeah, they do. Well, in Japan, if you were to go into a Japanese movie theater in Japan, it would be spoken in English with Japanese dubs.
Subtitles?
Yes.
Subtitles?
Yes, subtitles. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have them. Well, we have them right here on Revere TV, where they show some movies that are from foreign countries, and they have the subtitles
Yeah.
in English there too.
That's how I watched them.
And how did you find their educational system there? I mean, their school system while you were there.
Well, if I were to use one word to describe each of them, this one was very neat, and this one was like, oh, I'm sorry, this one and this one. Japanese schools are very neat. Like, the halls were all white, and the windows. This might be because after the earthquakes that happened in the area that I went to school in,
Right, that was Fukushima.
they had to rebuild some places, but the windows were really big, and everything was clean and everything was white, sort of like a hospital. Whereas in Revere High School, I find that it's a lot more homey, sort of. If that.
You know, I always wonder. Oh, I got to ask you this question. We dropped a couple of during the war, of course. We dropped at Nagasaki and Hiroshima. We dropped the atomic bomb, and I believe they surrendered. Was either August the 8th or September the 8th. And of course, the contamination. But is that about all gone in those two towns? I mean, you could walk around anywhere now in Hiroshima and Nagasaki and not have to worry.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki, you don't have to worry at all, I'd say.
Not at all.
Well, if you were to run into someone who remembers the experience, they
Yeah.
might show a little contempt, but I don't think you'd find any racism or anything along those lines.
Right.
Nothing like that. And, of course, health-wise, you'd be totally fine.
You would?
Yes.
Okay, now what about their transportation system there? Like if you
Oh,
went,
so nice.
Oh, I forgot. You know, we talked about Fukushima, Nagasaki, Hiroshima, but they do have a big city, Tokyo. Did you visit that?
Yes, we did. We
Let us hear about that.
spent 2 days there, I think. Oh, it's so big. We didn't get to go to all of the places in it. I wish we could have, but we didn't. There's so many people there in comparison to the town that I stayed in for the majority of the time. And what? It's like New York and Las Vegas mixed together, I would say.
Do they have gambling there too?
Yeah, well, it's not legal, but they do have pachinko, which is sort
What's
of
the name of it?
pachinko.
Oh,
It's like slot machines, but you don't win money unless you know some way to get
just like
money.
Revere. We have them too, or you don't win any
Yeah.
money.
Well, no. You win prizes like an arcade.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So, okay. By the way, Tokyo, they have a subway system too, I believe?
Yes, they do.
They do?
Yeah,
Did
it's
you ride
very
it?
clean. Yeah, I did. It was a lot of fun.
Was it? And what about their streetcars?
Streetcars. What's a streetcar?
Streetcars are like trains, but they ride above ground. You know, they have wires above.
I know what a streetcar is.
Okay.
I didn't see any, to be honest with you.
So everything is underground in Tokyo?
Underground. Well, just like the subways in Revere, it comes above ground here.
Oh, but I mean, yeah. We used to, before you were born, Revere had streetcars, you know. They used to have cars
Yeah, I
that
saw
went to
that in the
Maryland.
book.
Right. So that was good. Now, the type of food you ate there, give us a little lesson on that.
I really like Japanese food. It's mainly because I like fish a lot. so-
Sushi?
Sushi. But fish is in most of the food there, actually. So not just sushi. Didn't live off of that. But, well, I had rice every morning with miso soup, which I don't know how to describe. It's just sort of a plain soup, but it has like a very nice taste to it. And a lot of side dishes that go with that.
And when you go into their restaurants, I mean, and of course the menus, you can read that Japanese?
I couldn't read menus or newspapers because it's a little difficult.
How do they write? Up and down?
Well, they can write either way.
Oh, this way or this way?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good in there. I want to change the subject for 1 minute with you, Shannon.
I don't mind.
Since you're turning 18,
Well,
you're going to be voting for the first time in your life.
Yes.
How do you like that?
It's exciting. I don't know what I'll be voting for yet, but yeah, I look forward to it.
That's good. So you'll be voting for the first time. And remember, every time there's a chance to vote, vote, because a lot of people, they do complain, well, I didn't like him, or I don't like him, I don't know why, and they never vote. So you take advantage of it.
Okay, I will.
Now I want to thank you, first of all, for coming to the Senior Center, because you've been coming there for a few years.
Almost 10, I think.
10 years?
8 or 9 right now.
So you were about 9, 10 years old when you first came there.
I think 10
If you're
or
18, yeah,
11,
roughly.
10
roughly.
or 11, maybe
Yep.
12.
And you take care of us. I know you feed me.
Oh, no.
I could tell. Take a look over there. You know, you do nice things for our seniors. You've been there every
Thank you.
summer that I've been there.
Oh, really?
Yep, you called the bingos out there. And let me ask you, how do you like that?
Oh, it's fun. I look forward to going back every time.
We look forward to having you. Are you coming back with us this year?
Yeah, definitely.
That's good.
I don't have time while school's in session, but during the
Right.
summers I like to come. So
Right. What are some of your hobbies, if I may ask you?
hobbies? Oh, we're changing subject again. No.
Yeah, we keep skipping around. We'll be skipping around.
Japanese. Well, I like to study Japanese, but
Yep.
other than that, reading.
Yep.
I have
What do you
big
like to
list
read?
of books. Oh, this is a big. I don't know. I like Theodore Roosevelt, so I like to read about him.
Oh, the Rough Riders?
Yeah, he's my favorite.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yep. What else?
What else besides reading? You mean? Or
Right.
okay. Well, movies, which is sort of similar.
What kind of movies do you like to watch?
It's getting difficult.
You know,
good
westerns,
movies.
war movies, romantic movies.
Probably young adult movies.
Oh, okay.
Like The Hunger Games, Harry Potter. These.
Now, you see, you said Theodore Roosevelt was your favorite. Mine was General Patton and General Dwight D. Eisenhower. Those were my favorites.
I was worried you were going to say someone I didn't know.
Oh, no. I'm sure you heard both of them. Patton was in charge of the Third Army during the Second World War.
I don't know a lot about them, but yeah.
Patton was right from around here. I believe in Beverly he had a farm out here
really?
somewhere, yep, I think.
Oh,
But I know he
I
was from Massachusetts. And Eisenhower, well, he was the commander of all the Allied forces in there.
I know
But,
he ran
yep.
D-Day.
And Theodore Roosevelt, I'm trying to think about him. Gee, I wish I knew a little bit more about his.
Well, he did the Rough Riders. That's what he did.
Was that during the Spanish-American War?
Yes, I think it was. I'm pretty sure.
The Rough Riders? I guess it was. I don't know. My history is going downhill in there. Now, Shannon, I got to ask you this here. Your future plans. I know you said you're going to be studying Japanese and the culture and all that. But after you get done with all that, what are you really going to do? Tell us.
Interpretation?
Whatever you want to tell us.
No. I mean, I'll be doing interpretation.
Are you going to be like an interpreter?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't know who I would be
So you
interpreting
know,
for, but
if you do get it, no, that's good
Yeah.
because if you do become to be an interpreter, you could get a job with the State Department.
maybe I don't know.
A lot of the people that speak 2 languages, 3 languages, can
Yeah,
get
I
a job with the State Department. You could go overseas and work in Japan.
I could do that. Would be really exciting. So
That is something to think about when you get
Yeah.
older.
I hope they would hire me.
They will. With your marks, by the way, talking about hiring you, I have Mr. Paul Dakin up here. He's the superintendent of your school, the high school, also the #1 superintendent in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
So impressive.
And he spoke very highly of the people that go over to Japan, and they have to be very highly considered because they have to have good personality, they have to be very intelligent, and they have to have a good disposition. And I think you have all 3 and then
That's
some.
nice of you. Thank you.
Right?
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you what you would like to do. By the way, you have lovely parents, by the way.
Yes.
I've met your mother, Carol. She is working with the health department in Revere. And your father, Michael, which I've never met. Tell us a little about Michael.
Michael. Well,
That's your
Dad.
Dad. Okay, Dad to you, Michael to me.
Well, he's a sheriff in Boston. He also likes football and baseball a lot, and
Yep.
sleeping. Oh,
What was that
and
last one?
Nothing.
Oh, go ahead.
Sleeping.
Like
It's just a
baseball?
little joke.
Did you say
football
a
and
sheriff?
baseball. He's a sheriff in Boston. Yes.
We had a sheriff up here. His name is Steve Tompkins.
Oh, I don't know him.
He's the sheriff of Suffolk County. And your dad is sheriff for what?
Suffolk County.
Suffolk County? Oh, then he must be working for Mr. Steve Tompkins. Well,
He might be. I don't know for sure.
yeah, but we had him up here. So Has he ever had any exciting things going on?
Oh, not that I wouldn't know about those. You mean like shootouts, like movie
No,
sorts
no,
of
I don't
things?
mean shootouts. I mean that's exciting, but that's not
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. I mean like apprehending criminals.
He comes home with fun stories, but I don't know anything too exciting, that I could say on television.
Okay, all right. Can you give us a fun story about your family? A nice one, though, that you could think of. Don't be bashful. Though.
About my
It's
family?
a family show.
I don't know a fun story about my family.
Okay.
My mom works as a nurse.
Oh,
I don't know
is
what's
she a
funny
registered
about-
nurse?
Yes, you are, right? Yes.
Who are you talking to?
It's Mommy.
Oh, she just came in. She's sitting over there. Okay. Thank you for coming in. Okay. So my daughter is a registered nurse, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So tell us a little about your mom.
My mom?
Yep, being a registered nurse, because that's a good
Oh,
job.
being a-
And it's a job, I mean, saving people is always a good job.
I guess it is. I don't know that she
Usually
saves
daughters
maybe.
following the footsteps of their mother.
Nope, I will not.
You won't?
Nope. Nursing is such, it seems like a hard job, not something I'm really, suited for, I'd say. I'm not
No,
looking for
let me tell you, it is a very hard job because you got to help people that are very sick. You got to lift heavy things in there. You got to give them the shots, and a lot of the people, like I pass out every time I see a needle.
Oh, I do too. Well, I
Yeah.
don't pass out, but
Well, I mean, I get, I quench.
yeah, it wouldn't.
Like they say, tighten your armor. They put a tourniquet on you, so that does it. But you never thought of being a nurse?
No, Mom's good. She's one nurse is enough for our house, I'd say. But I know I have a lot of friends who want to be nurses.
Do you?
Yeah, and I say that it's good
That's-
for them.
Okay, now I want to ask you. Animals. Do you have any pets?
Oh, we have a ton of pets. It's like a zoo at our house.
Not as like my house.
Well, what's your house like?
I got loads of, a few cats. I can't say loads because I'm only allowed to have 3 cats.
Oh, we only have
Yeah.
3 cats too.
That's all we got. Yeah, that's what I got.
And
3
we have 2 dogs as
Yep.
well. So.
I got 1 dog.
Oh,
Yeah,
almost the same amount.
exactly. What kind of cats you got, if I may? Because I love animals.
Kind
I
of
do.
cats. Well, I can describe the colors of the cats. I don't know their names.
That's okay. Describe
specifically.
the colors because I'll describe mine with you. Go ahead.
We have a 3-colored cat.
The calico.
Oh yeah, that.
The calico cat. I got one too.
She's very small, and we have 2 sort of black cats. One is more like with the white mustache.
I got one that's completely black except a little white spot right here.
Yeah, sort of like that, except for
Right?
his
That's
undertone.
2 now. What's the 3rd one?
Well, I said 2 black cats, but
Oh, the 2
Yeah.
black. And the calico, that's 3.
And the
And the
calico.
dog?
we have 2 dogs. One's a mastiff, and he's about this big.
Oh, yeah.
He's so big. And we have a German Shepherd.
That's what I got.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got he's a beautiful animal, but they're very loyal, the German Shepherds.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
very
Now, that takes care of the animals. How about gardening? Do you like gardening?
Not particularly. Dad likes gardening, so we have a garden.
You do? And what do you grow there?
No, Dad does. And he grows tomatoes during the summer. Squash, I think. I'm pretty sure he grows squash as well.
Well, I grow peppers, radishes, cucumbers. We had another one in there. Oh, strawberries.
Strawberries, oh, that's good.
Yeah, we grow them in there. And also in my yard, people give me food from the senior center. So instead of them throwing it away, I give it to the birds. I put it out or I grind it up and mix it up, and I put it out for them. But I got to put it across the street because the cats are on one side, the birds on the other side. But I'm usually sitting out there to make sure no cats get near the birds out there. And we feed, yeah, I know it's fun, but I've got to tell you, it's good because they eat the mosquitoes. And talking about mosquitoes, they just said on TV that the mosquitoes that have malaria are the ones that are more apt to attack human beings than the ones that don't have malaria.
Is that true?
Yep, so that's what we have there. So, yep. So I'm going to ask you again. Okay, you graduate June the 5th, is that correct?
Yes, I think so.
From Revere. Now I got to ask you, how many, by the way, talking about the new school, you heard about that there might be a new Revere High School coming eventually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That would be exciting. I'd like to
Did
see
you hear
that.
about that?
In passing, not really. But
Either that, or they said they might have an extension of the school. In other words, add on, renovate
yeah,
the old
that's
high
what I heard, that it
Yep.
would be completely new. But
Right, and when I spoke to Mr. Dakin, he mentioned to me, that Superintendent Dakin, excuse me,
Oh.
he mentioned to me out there that the new school costs about $100 million, and $80 million would be given by the state, and the people of Revere would have to pay another $20 million.
I don't know anything about that.
No,
but
I thought you were graduating, but maybe the kids who go to school would like to be interested in about that.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's
Also,
exciting.
By the way, talking about Revere, do they have a lot of gambling in Japan?
It's not legal to gamble.
None at all?
Like I said earlier, pachinko is it's
What
like
is
an arcade.
pachinko? I have no idea.
Well,
what
it's like a slot machine. I don't know the mechanics of it because I've never really even
Right.
seen one. But like pinballs come out, and then you exchange those for like an arcade sort of type of.
Oh, it's not
award.
money?
No, you don't get money.
Oh, you don't get money at all?
I'd say it's possible to sell whatever you get. Like you could get a watch or something like that, and you could sell it for
Oh.
money. But
But
other
I
than
mean,
that-
but they don't actually give you money.
no.
Okay. They give you value for the money.
Yes.
That's good. Yep. And well, of course, we have talking about. I know you don't gamble. We have the casino coming here.
Yep.
And we'd love to have it. And I got to mention something out there. Our mayor, Dan Rizzo, wants to have the casino come into Revere, and I think it's good. We've had Suffolk Downs for over 78 years.
Oh, that long?
Almost 78 years, I should say. And I think it's wrong for some outsider to come in and just park his car where somebody has been here for 78 years, who's contributed for 78 years, and to have a stranger come in who's contributed zero and try to build something that they're trying to build, I don't think it's correct. That's my personal opinion. So I hope I don't get criticized for it.
I wouldn't.
Let's see,
criticize
we
it.
still have about 5 minutes left, so I got to keep busy with you, Shannon, which is good. So let's see, we've talked about graduating June the 5th. Carol, how did you get into Mount Holyoke? Because I know originally you didn't sign up for Mount Holyoke.
I did apply to Mount Holyoke.
Oh, you did?
Yes, and I had my hopes up. But I got a letter that said I would be on the wait list.
Right.
Last night, actually, well, not last night, yesterday, I got a phone call saying that I was accepted. I wasn't on the wait list anymore, and I don't know what I did to change that. I'm not sure. Oh, but I did have one teacher that helped me out a lot, Miss Burrill. She's a great teacher. She helped me do that.
Do me a favor, when you're graduating June the 5th, you don't have to worry now. Tell us some of the good teachers you had right through the elementary school. Yep, right on up from the elementary school.
I can try.
Yeah, you're going to leave some out, but don't feel bad. Every teacher you had to be good because you turned out to be brilliant and good.
They were all great. I love my teachers.
Right. So mention some of them that you really like your kindergarten.
Kindergarten, I can start. 4th grade was Mr. Miller. 5th grade, Mr. Rosa, I really like her. I visit her every now and then. I should visit again. But then middle school, Mr. Nazaro is a really good teacher.
Yep.
High school, Miss Burrill, she's like my favorite teacher. Mr. Desprez.
Did you ever have a teacher by the name of Mr. Jeff Perlman, a history teacher?
No, I haven't.
He was a Revere High School history teacher. Another great teacher, and she was also superintendent, was Miss Carol Ty. Did you ever have?
I've met her. I never got the chance to have her in class, but no.
Okay, then we have another teacher, Eileen Murillo, who used to teach in the school system.
No, I didn't have her as a teacher either.
I'm not doing too good, so
No,
I'm going to leave it up to you.
I'm
Go ahead, Shannon.
going to keep going then. Mr. O'Brien, he's my AP history teacher right now. Mr. Fellows was a really good teacher. He was, you might know him.
What's his name?
Mr. Fellows. He's been
No.
around for a while. No? Okay, I'll keep going. Miss Transfaglia.
What was it, Transfagula?
Transfaglia.
Yep, I know him.
Oh, you know her. Miss.
Yep.
I'm blanking. Miss Casper was another good teacher. I feel like I have to remember everyone's
What was your
names.
favorite subject in school, by the way? I got to ask you.
English and history, both of them. I can't choose one.
History I loved. English was, I hate to say this, was one of my worst subjects in there.
Wait, English one?
Yeah. You hear the way I talk.
No, you talk
with a New
very
York
nicely.
accent. That's where I come from originally.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Shannon, by the way, we got about 3 minutes left. take a couple of minutes and tell us all of what you want to wrap it up with. You just speak about what you would generally like.
Oh, I don't know. What should I talk about?
Anything you like.
Anything
We'd
I
love to
like?
have you. I mean, you're only 18 years old, so you don't have a big life like some of us do.
Oh, okay. Well, then, for the past 2 years, I was always canning with the Japanese exchange program, so I guess I just want to shout out to them, tell everybody that they're on the road, that intersection between Blanchard's and near the St. Anthony's Church.
Yep.
So just give them money if you see them, please.
Okay, that's good, Shannon.
Thank you.
First of all, I want to say it was a pleasure and an honor to have you come up here, so let me shake your hand again.
Thank you.
I want to thank your mother for letting you come up here. So, Carol, if you're out there somewhere, thank you for letting your lovely daughter come on the show. May God
Thank
bless
you.
you, Shannon. May all the good luck come upon you.
Thank you.
May
You
God
too.
bless our troops, the people of Revere, and may God bless the United States of America. And thank you again, Shannon,
Thank
for
you for
taking the
having me.
time off and coming up here. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.